What is going on, YouTube? What's going on, Instagram? Card Collector 2 coming at you here with a third video in a 6-part series talking all about the National. So, last couple of videos we've talked about a couple different things, such as what is the National, the history about it, the details as far as when it is, where it takes place, as well as the word VIP and how it's overused and very popular at the National. But this video is special. This video is the one I've waited the longest to do. It's the one where I've waited on a couple details to really get into place before I've made this video, but at this point we are less than 2 months away. I think we're right around the 50-day mark, so this is the perfect time to make this video to really get the ball rolling. So this video, part 3, is going to be Tradenight 2019. We are very close. We are getting there. I have, along with some other people who have been a crucial part to this, I've been really planning this event for 300 days. Since the trade night ended last year, planning has really been ongoing for this event. Every year, this event has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and not by really small markets or small margins. We're talking about big leaps every year. You know, as cards continue to grow and continue to get popularity, and Instagram has continued to grow, this event has just really taken off. So I'm just going to jump right into it and just get started. We've got a lot to talk about today, and I want to make sure that I can cover it all. So the first thing I just want to talk about is just the history. So this is an event actually that's not something I created. This was not my brainchild. This was something that Kentucky Basketball Cards, Jimmy, reached out to me about back in 2016. We were in Atlantic City. It was right about this time before the National, and he's like, hey, I think I'm gonna make this event where basically I just get a room and all these people from Instagram can come, hang out, trade, have some light snacks, and it'll just be a great way for you to meet the people you interact with on a daily basis. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, do you think anyone will come? And he's like, I don't know, but let's try it and see what happens. When Jimmy used to run it, when he was able to, it was typically 3 nights. He typically had Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. And Saturday night didn't really work out well for us because we had the Panini VIP party, but it was like 3 nights, so if you weren't there the first night, or the second night, you had the third night, so it gave people flexibility and at least gave you a way to get to one of them. And if you didn't have anything else to do, if you were younger, it gave you an opportunity to have multiple nights of something to do. Rather than just sitting in your hotel room and DMing with these people online, you could sit in this room, get snacks and drinks that were already paid for by someone else, and just hang out. And the very first night it was ever ran, I think we had like 30 people show up. Some of the guys that I remember hanging out with were like Norman and Colby and like Wedding Collector, and like there was like I said, 25 to 30 people. Not many people showed up, but then word quickly spread, and the next night there was 50, 60 people, and then the third night it was like 100 people, and it got bigger. And then again, in Chicago, Jimmy ran it, and it was massive. I mean, you're talking about a room that was 250, 300 square feet. I mean, not very big, and it was packed. I mean, there was seating for like 16 people or 18 people. I mean, we were sitting on the ground trading. I mean, it was, again, 3 days, but wall to wall with people. I mean, it was awesome, very, very cool, but we were like, we were close. So lots of fun there. But then Jimmy reached out to me last year and was like, hey, I got this new job. That had preoccupied all of Jimmy's time, where it was something, he didn't think he was going to be able to even come to the National. And if he is, he wasn't sure he was going to have time to plan the event. So we had a conversation, and I was like, well, I'd love to run it and kind of pass the torch on to me to really take it over. And Jimmy had set the bar really, really, really high for the event. But the one thing I always said is I just had this idea that I have this massive online following, and I figured companies would be willing to give prizes and donations to the event and to the people that come to the event in exchange for some social media attention and exposure at this event. I mean, everybody knows the National is a big week for cards, right? And typically my page has, like many on Instagram, like the view count during the week is progressively bigger and bigger because, you're dealing with these people on a face-to-face basis, you're checking out profiles, you're following people you didn't know. So Instagram is very, very active during the week of the National. So my thought was like, reach out to these companies, see if they would be willing to donate prizes for the event that we would give out to all of them to participants in exchange for this social media advertising, essentially. And overwhelmingly, yes. Majority of people had donated. So I think in total we had about 11 sponsors last year. Don't quote me on that. Panini was great. Panini was awesome. Upper Deck was great. Chris Carlin showed up and donated. Panini sent a lot of stuff into us, 8x10s, boxes, box cutters, etc. PSA was great. They donated some stuff. Ultra Pro was great. We had some card shops like Sports Card Junction, RBI Crew 7, Indie Card Exchange. You had Brothers in Cards donate. We had just follower accounts send in stuff like Max, OC Card Bros sent in a Deshaun Watson jersey. Lots of people sent in a lot of things, right? There was a lot of free stuff, and people loved it. Practically the whole night I was on a microphone just sitting there and next ticket, or you win this, all right, next ticket, you win this. Lots of people won a lot of free stuff, thanks to these awesome companies, who were willing to, give back to the community, again, in exchange for a little bit of exposure. So it was awesome. So with that being said, that is similar. That is basically the plan for this year. Sponsorships are still being worked out now. I had some great conversations with some great companies, some great accounts about this, and I expect nothing less than what it was last year. I definitely have higher expectations. The location, the date, the time is all set. We are set in stone, rooms booked, ready to go. So it will be Thursday, August 1st, 2019. Trade Night 2019 is Thursday, August 1st. It is at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. That is the hotel directly next door to the convention center. There are two or three across the street. You have the Embassy, you have the Hilton, then you have another one down a little ways. But there's three across the street and there's one next door. Right next door is the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. That is where Trade Night will be. It will be in the International Ballroom. So just to give you a little bit of perspective, in Chicago 2 years ago, the room was about, like I said, about 250, 300 square feet. I mean, upwards of 500 square feet. I mean, it wasn't very big. Last year in Cleveland, it got bigger, right? We expanded it, I wanted lots of seating, right? I wanted you to be able to come in and not have to sit on the floor or be in a really tight room. I wanted everyone to have seating. Found a community center. It worked out perfectly. We could bring in outside food. It was awesome. Except you had to drive, right? You had to drive like 15 minutes to get there, but we ended up having a lot of people. That was about, like I said, I think that was about 2,300 square feet. Just to give you some perspective. So again, you go from 300, 250, upwards of 500, whatever that may be, to 2,000 square feet. It's a huge upgrade, right? This year, we're 40 square feet shy of 11,000 square feet. This is going to be by far the biggest trade night we've ever done. Again, with the way the social media has gone for cards, as many people are on Instagram on a daily basis, we expect attendance to be very, very, very high, and we needed space to accommodate that. So, Hyatt Regency O'Hare, Thursday, August 1st, 6 to 10 p.m. in the International Ballroom. Admission is free. You do not have to pay a dime to get in. We do have a GoFundMe up if you have interest in donating. There are sponsorship packages available, which will get you social media attention or some other benefit in exchange for money to pay for the event or prizes. Again, DM me for those details. Happy to discuss. Come on, come all. Bring friends, right? I've had a lot of DMs over the years like saying, hey, I'm on Instagram, right? But my buddy's not on Instagram. He's going to be with me. Can he come too? Or, my cousin or my dad. Like, yes, absolutely. This was created for everyone to come in and hang out, right? Bring as many people as you need to. This was started as a social media event, but has quickly outgrown that. And there's a lot of people that aren't really on social media that will be there. That's okay. Again, I would love for the Instagram community to be there. That's, because that's who I interact with on a daily basis. But definitely, if you have a friend with you, don't say that, don't send them up to the hotel room and say, yeah, you're not on Instagram, you can't come. Because that's not what we're looking for here, right? We want everybody to come and be included and have a good time. That is what the event was created for originally. So, also, Kentucky basketball cards, Jimmy will be in attendance. Jimmy and I have had conversations about this. He is planning on flying in. My understanding is he will be there Wednesday night, go to the show all day Thursday, go to trade night, and then fly out early Friday morning. That is my understanding. I'm sure that's subject to change. If you know Jimmy, he's got a very crazy schedule. It changes on a daily basis. But again, from my understanding right now is Jimmy Kentucky basketball cards will be in attendance. Hoping for the best, hoping that stays the same. But if you're interested in meeting Jimmy, hanging out with him, definitely show up because he will be in attendance. So I'm also working on getting Gary Vee there. I know we've had some conversations about it, kind of mentioned it. I'm sure he's going to be very busy. I would love to have Gary Vee in attendance. Someone I've looked up to for a long time, someone that is definitely starting to really get into the card game. Has a card that I saw today was released in Top Series 2. Gary Vee is going to be a big player in cards in the future. He's already won now, and he's going to be even bigger in the future. So really hoping Gary Vee can make it. That would be fantastic. But again, stay tuned for more details on that and if he's going to make it. So highly recommend turning on notifications for my page. There's going to be a lot of content coming out in the next couple months with buying a store, personal life, the card show, the National, trade night. I would highly recommend turning on notifications to not miss out any of the content. If you have questions about how to do that, DM me. It's just super easy to do though. It's on my Instagram profile. I think it's the top right corner. Click on that. Click on turn on notifications. So stay tuned for lots of updates as we get closer. Room won't change. Location won't change. That stuff stay the same. We've already booked that. Guests, prizes, to-dos, anything like that. Just stay tuned to my page. Because that is where you can definitely expect to see that stuff. The GoFundMe is still open. You're more than welcome to check that out. Again, not required. It's just open for those that want to donate. We've had people donate as little as $1 and as much as like $500. For now, that is all I've got. Like I said, stay tuned to my page for details. But coming up in part 4, we'll talk about what to bring to the National, how much money, how to carry your cards, tips and tricks, chargers, snacks, comfortable shoes, etc. So stay tuned for part 4, coming soon.